Welcome back, and this is what Leanne and I have been talking about for most of the morning at this interview. But let me start by just issuing a warning. Please be aware that the content coming up in this next interview may offend sensitive viewers, and we know that it is school holidays, so it is also not suitable for children. So if you have those little ones watching with you, perhaps just take a moment to move them away. Well, the controversial video game called Rape Day is set to launch in South Africa next month. And the game went online on the 6th of March in other countries, and it's already sparked global petitions against it. Now, Rape Day is set in a zombie apocalypse, and players are encouraged to rape in order to advance the plot and play the role of a serial killer rapist. Now, the 1,000 Women Trust, supported by Avon South Africa, has launched a petition to ban the release of the controversial online game here in South Africa. And joining us now is Katlego Modipane, who's Corporate Affairs Specialist of Avon, and to talk to us about the petition as well as the game itself. Katlego, thanks so much for coming through.
Thanks for having me.
So when I came across this on the internet, I was shocked, I was flabbergasted, disgusted, and you go through this whole range of emotions because one cannot believe that somebody actually sat and thought that this is a good idea. What is your initial reaction to this?
We are totally disgusted, and as you mentioned, that's why we decided together with 1,000 Women's Trust to actually ensure that this game is banned in South Africa.
So it has already launched in other countries, but the creator of the game says it was made for sociopaths. Like, try and wrap your head around that for a moment. But it is a game that actually encourages the harassment, verbal and otherwise, of the female characters in the game. And then, of course, also assaulting them, killing them, raping them. And if you just take those words and you just, separate each one of those, each one of them is actually enough to cause a great deal of outrage, but you put them all together, and this is what this game is about and what is needed to be done to advance. So have you seen this game? Have you actually gone into the mechanics of it? And if so, what have you found?
I haven't personally, but we did do a lot of research around it before we decided to actually petition or put a petition together against this game. What I can say is it is absolutely appalling, and everybody that we've come across that has seen the content from the game's website and read about it has said the exact same thing. So we are sure that we're on the right track in banning the game.
And we know we have a problem in South Africa. I know many people hate it when we actually characterize the problem that we have as rape culture, but many would argue it is exactly that. We have a problem of rape culture in South Africa. And given that backdrop, now you have this game that is set for release. Is there realistically, apart from what you are doing, signing this petition, any other means of trying to stop this from being launched?
Look, alongside the petition, the 1,000 Women's Trust is working with a number of government agencies, and we hope to take the petition also to the United Nations. This is how seriously we take the issue. And again, as you mentioned, because violence against women in South Africa is such a bad, or is in such a bad state, we feel that this game can only worsen the situation. So we really need to stop it, but we are doing other things in the meantime as well.
So looking at existing legislation, is there anything that can be done to stop the release from that perspective?
Very good question. One of the issues that has come out of the launch of this game is the regulation around video games. So we hope that through the petition, we'll be able to lobby government to invest in policy around video games as well, because it doesn't only affect our children, but if you think about it, if this game is allowed, more games will follow. So we need to put a stop to it.
So what can ordinary South Africans do in order to perhaps assist in strengthening that petition? But also, is there anything else that can be done to ensure that we do not see a flooding of this type of undesirable content flooding the spaces in which our children naturally play?
Our call to action right now is quite simple. Please join in the 1,000 Women's petition, because I think if we join that petition in numbers, we will be heard. You know, and
how do we go about that? How do we join the petition?
The petition is available on the Avon website. It is my.avon.co.za /stand for her.
And of course, as we said, you know, the issue of rights come into it as well, because there are those who will, of course, argue that people have the right to engage in this type of content should they so choose. What is your counter argument to that?
Those rights infringe upon the rights of women. And I think we cannot allow that to continue any longer. A game like this really undermines the lives of women. And, you know, human rights is two ways. You have to be responsible as well, and understand the other side of the story. And I think in this case, it would be a big injustice to women in South Africa if this game was continued.
Well, thanks so much to Katlego Modipane, Corporate Affairs Specialist at Avon, talking to us about concerns regarding this controversial video game, and it's called Rape Day, and it's set to be launched in South Africa next month. And you can get involved, of course, by going and signing that petition, and the website that address is on screen right now, where you can make your voice heard in trying to stop the launch of this game, which is set to take place within the next month. We're going to leave that one there, and it's back to you, Leanne.